Back, baby. Hey, how y'all doing? Everyone is Stone Sterling and Stone Foundation, here to build that foundation for the house that you aspire to live in. And today I just want to talk about something that's very dear to me, and it's more so relating to how I view time. A lot of people, there's three ways you can look at everything. You can kind of dwell on the past, focus on the present self, or focus on your future self. Me personally, I prefer to focus on my future self. I like seeing what the potential outcomes are and working towards those. So then, at that point, you start to change things in the present based on the future that you want to do. That's just how I am. That's why I'm here. And this episode is about paying your future self first. Let's get into it. There's about 6 steps when it comes to paying yourself and achieving the things that you want to achieve later on in life. So this is assuming that you have no debt, because I see myself as somebody who will have no debt in the near future. So if I plan to have no debt, why not create that lifestyle and prepare my future self for what to do when that time comes and I have no debt, right? Makes sense logically, right? So again, we don't know when I may pay off my debt. I have a plan from when I plan to pay off my debt, but everybody else may not have that plan. And I'll create an episode in some of the best methods to pay off your debt, and hopefully you guys enjoy that as well. Let me know and type in the comments if you want to see that video as well. But yeah, let's get into it. First thing first, emergency fund. Everyone lives life by looking over their shoulders, wondering when that next thing may come that just throws everything off balance. Why live like that? Why live with a chip on your shoulder? Why live with that constant fear that something might happen in the future and you're not going to prepare for it? You're constantly worrying about it, but you're not constantly preparing for it. That don't make sense to me. So, first thing we're going to do is First thing we're going to do is create an emergency fund. An emergency fund, not a fund that we pull out every month or so. An emergency hospitals, gotta pick up somebody last minute, gotta catch a flight somewhere. Emergency fund, right? And this is essentially protecting your back. This is protecting yourself as you run this race. You don't want to constantly be looking over your shoulder saying, "Oh no, I don't know." No. We are gonna protect ourselves. That emergency fund is that bulletproof vest. It's the camera watching behind us. I don't know, your partner in crime. It's to make sure that whatever's going on behind you is taken care of, because you're focused on what's in front of you, right? We don't have eyes all over the head. I know some parents say, "I got eyes on." You don't. But that emergency fund does. That emergency fund got my back. You feel me? So I don't say that to say always love your family, regardless. But financially speaking, that emergency fund is what's watching your back, making sure if any slip-ups happen that you cannot account for, that you can't predict, that emergency fund will take care of it, so you can continue on with your race, continue on with your mission, continue on with your purpose. Boom. Stop living in fear. Create that emergency fund. And let's come up with the number. Everybody's income's different, but I started off in college making $400 every 2 weeks working at Best Buy. My emergency fund was set to $1,000. In college, a lot of stuff is already paid for me. It's not really already paid, but a lot of stuff is already accounted for. So I don't have emergencies to necessarily think of that the average person living on their own might have to do as somebody who has a full-time career and not in school, right? So I would say aim for $1,000 as your starting point. That may be $100 every paycheck, $50 every paycheck. Whatever number you can put it aside to create that emergency fund cushion. It's a cushion. That's all it is. It's a cushion to reduce the damage that an impact might have. In case we're inevitably going to fall at some point in our life. Create that cushion so that way it lessens the impact and lessens the damage of what happens when you do fall. And so that way it's easier for you to get back up. Keep on moving. So I would say create a high yield savings account. These are savings accounts that usually online banks have a higher percent interest just to have your money sitting in there. You have money sitting in your checking account. You have money sitting in those large banks. Go to a high yield savings account. It's the exact. I'd opened mine, and I realized why haven't I done this so much sooner? Opened mine within 5 minutes. I got two now because I was like, I need one for when I start paying rent and one for my emergency fund. So I created two, and there's different ways you can research. I do have two open right now, so I would say do your research. I wouldn't say chase the highest rate because you're gonna start off wondering why you ain't getting that much money in your high yield savings because you don't have that much money saved up. The more you save up, the more that interest incurs, and you can start earning. It goes from $1 to $5 to $20 to $30, just like that, just because you have money sitting in there. And everybody complains, oh my gosh, interest is rising, interest is doing this, and the prices is ever going up. The interest rate in your savings account is going to kind of match what's going on with the society going on. That's why they keep trying to lower interest rates, because they realize how powerful those high yield savings accounts are. So create that emergency fund and a high yield savings account. Start off with $1,000. My goal right now is aiming for about $20,000 in my high yield savings account. I'm not gonna say how much I got in mine right now, but just know I've hit milestones. For myself that I've hit, and I'm aspiring to do more. So once I hit about $20,000 in savings, you can start divvying out that money. You can even lower how much you're gonna put into that savings account and divvy it to other things. You can put it in guilt-free spending. Everybody loves that. Everybody loves spending money on the things that they love. Put in some guilt-free spending. You can put it in an investment account, which I'll get into later. And yeah, just you can push that money in whatever direction you want, but just remember that you need to protect yourself for emergencies. Most people, a common goal is to have an end goal of 3 to 6 months, but with the volatility that's going on in society right now, I would say an end goal could be a year's salary. And that's not necessarily saying you're going to achieve that in a year, in 2 years, in 3, and 5. That's a goal that you should set for yourself based on how you know yourself. If you know that you are very, I don't even know what term, but if you know that you're not the best when it comes with money, why not create a larger cushion? It might take you a little longer, but create that larger cushion so that way you can still live the life that you want to live. And that's what all that money is there for us to do. Create that life that we want to live and use it as a tool. And yeah, let's go on to the next one. 401k. A lot of employers have some type of future retirement plan account, most commonly known as a 401k. There are 203b's, I believe that's the term for teachers. But yes, get in some retirement plan that somebody's giving you, because it is taken into account of the salary that you make. I'll say that again. The salary that you make is assuming that you take advantage of the employer's contribution to your retirement account. And what that means is that, let's say you make $50,000, you're really making $60,000, but let's say $10,000 goes into that retirement account. So they knock down your take-home pay to give you a future funding. Think of it like that. So take advantage of the employer match. It usually ranges from about 3 to 5% matching. Take advantage of that, and you can stop there for now. You'll stop there for now, go on with a couple more steps, and then we'll revisit that 401k. So match that 401k. Step 2, after creating your emergency fund, $1,000 bare minimum before you continue on. Create that emergency fund, and then from that point on, continue on to do your 401k, get that employer match, and we'll go on to step 3, which is going to be your Roth IRA. Your Roth IRA is another retirement account, but this one, let me go back. 401ks are pre-tax dollars, so they're taken out before you even realize that you have the money. Roth IRAs are essentially the post-tax employment retirement options and retirement savings. So after you get pre-tax dollars for your retirement from your employer, you're also going to contribute some own money for yourself to go in there. And 401ks are free money. We love free money. Keep that in mind. Roth IRA is when you're like, okay, I'm gonna put aside the money that I take home and put it towards my future self. Your 60-year-old self, your 70-year-old self, your 80-year-old self is gonna be like, man, I wish I had an extra $20 that multiplied and multiplied and multiplied and multiplied, so I can spend it today. Do that. Live so that your future self, however old you may be, can look back and say, you know what, I made the right decisions. They may not have been the best decisions, but I made the right decisions for myself. Think of it like that. Roth IRA, the max contribution for that is about $7,500 going into 2026. As of right now, it's $7,000. So that's equivalent to about $300. The exact number is $312.5 if you want to max it out within the year. For your Roth IRA for next year, I would say I personally just put in $315, and I'ma just let. And then once that contribution is like one payment off, I'll stop that recurring payment, pay that remaining difference, and keep it pushing. So I would say I would automate it. All of these should be automations. Automation. Don't think about it. Live your life. Go get that coffee. Go get that new shirt. Go get whatever you want. Automate it so that way you don't have to think about it. The reason money seems like such a heavy weight, personal finance seems like such a heavy weight, is because we have to constantly think about it. Eliminate that. Automate it. We got computers. We got AI. We got all this other stuff. Automate it. 3 clicks of a button. How much, how often, what day, how long. Simple as that. And you don't have to worry about it ever again. You just make sure that the money's in there when they want to take it out. That's what you got to do. And now you do that by making sure they take it out on payment the day that you get your check. That's what I do. The day that you get your check, from whatever income you have, you put the automatic payment to hit the day after. So that way, by the time, let's say you get paid on Friday, by the time that Monday hits, the money's gone. You know how much money you have left for you to spend on for the remaining of the 2 weeks or however often you get paid. Simple as that. So we'll go over it again. Emergency fund, protect it back. 401k, protect your future self. Roth IRA, protect your future self. One is pre-tax, 401k is pre-tax. Roth IRA is post-tax. Next, and that's honestly the stuff that I'm on personally. I am matching I did a little bit higher than my 401k, than my employer match, and I'm now maxing out my Roth IRA. I started in the middle of the year with my 401k, so we'll see what happens depending on if I want to max out that $7,000 for 2025, or am I doing a lump sum at some point between now and April 15th, I believe. And then from that point on, I would definitely make sure that I set automatic payments to my Roth IRA to make sure that I reach that max contribution limit, which is $7,500. Now, with the Roth IRA, you put the money in the account, but you still have to invest said account. And investing said account is going to be essentially, there's 2 types of funds or investments that I personally would recommend. Again, don't do what I say, but listen to the message. The first one will be an index fund. This is, think of it as following the market, think of it as a batch of investment of companies that have an investment based on a certain criteria, and these are usually the best of said criteria. So you're gonna put money, say, hey, I'm gonna give you $100. I'll give $100 to this fund. The fund is gonna split up that $100 into all these investment and into all these companies for you automatically. So that way, again, you're getting rid of that thinking process. So that way, it's automatically investing into all these funds that will hopefully do good. Again, don't think of it as a day-to-day transaction. I look at my investments every day. It's a bad habit. I'm trying to get rid of it, but I'm new to this. I want to see what to expect. And yeah, so put the money in there. Think of it as it's retirement. So think of how long it is from retirement. Seems like a long time away, but time will go like that. I'm telling you, time will go like that. I'm 22 and time is flying by, right? So put some money into an index fund. The other type of the other type of investment I would do within the Roth IRA, because remember, Roth IRAs do not automatically invest. They put money in like a let's say a savings account, and you have to go into that Roth IRA to then transfer into an actual to get that money to start working for you, to get that money to start doing stuff for you. It's just sitting there, just sitting in the bank, and you have to take it out the bank to start doing stuff, right? Kind of think of it like monopoly money. We could call it that. You got money holding on to yourself, and then eventually you want to start buying properties to start doing stuff for you. Think of it like that. And when I say that, the other accounts that I would try to invest in is a target date fund. Out of all of them, this is the main one that I would do personally. Target date fund, same concept. You give them $100 and they're gonna divvy it out for you. But these $100 also fluctuate over time. The younger you are, the more, let's say, we could say risky, the more risk tolerance you are, which means you're okay with more risk because it's a higher likelihood that you'll bounce back from it. So in the target date funds, they automatically kind of level out as you get older. The investment accounts level out as you get older in terms of volatility and riskiness. So by the time you get closer and closer to retirement age, it's automatically becoming less and less risky investments. I feel like that's pretty cool. You put money in there, it starts growing fairly consistently, and eventually, when you're ready, the money that you see will start to kind of balance out to that point in time. Think of it as like a wave that slowly becomes more normal as the closer you get to retirement age. Pretty cool. You literally set the date of what year you want to retire, put the money in there, and they start investing for you. Simple as that. Simple as that. I'm telling you, those are some of the best, based on my experience, those are some of the best investments that I've made. I'm putting money in both of those accounts, and then at that point I would say put about 70 to 80% of your retirement money in those accounts, and then that 10 to 20% you can probably do a little bit of research on your own. You can create an even more risk tolerance behavior. Some people do crypto, some people do I did about 10% in a dividend paying out. I want to see how that is, getting dividends every quarter, and then I also did AI. AI is booming. It's a little bit more risk tolerance investment, but I'm trying it out to see what it is, and if I like it, I'm gonna keep it. If not, just funnel that money back into the retirement account, so that way that percentage of gains is gonna be higher as I get older. And next thing would be the HSA. HSA, health as well. Invest in your health. Invest in your health. Invest in your health. Health is important, and you need to know that moving forward. Health is important. So HSA is a health savings account. Think of it as just like your Roth IRA. These are accounts that you put money in, and then you invest, and you can invest the money that you put towards your health. Pretty cool, right? You're gonna spend money on your health at some point in life. Why not have that money working for you, so by the time you're ready to take it out, it's there for you? And the good part about this is that in HSAs you can take money out, given that it's that is eligible to be a health expense. You can take money out of that account without having to pay any extra fees out of that account whenever you want, knowing that you have the eligibility. And I don't know the process with that. I have not invested in HSA yet, but that is the next step for me. I'm between step 3 and step 4. Kind of getting that Roth IRA maxed out, 401k, emergency fund. I'm building all those, and then eventually, once my debt's gone, I'm gonna go into funnel some of that money into an HSA account. So then, next step would be going back to a 401k. Your 401k maxes out at $24,500 in the year 2026. That year, that fiscal year. That I don't know what type of year it is, but it's from April 2026 to April 2027. $24,500. Not everybody. I don't have that much money to put right now. But as I make money, I'm going to make more money. I know I'm going to make more money in my life, and I know I'm going to have less debt in my life. The money that I'm going to put towards my 401k, the money that I'm going to take from that, the money that I'm going to have from all that debt that I have to pay off, I'm going to funnel it back to the 401k, because remember I said just get enough in step 2, get enough to match the employer. You go back to the step here at step 5, you go back to the 401k and put more money into it, so that the way you can have more money in retirement. Simple as that. So I'm not gonna say how much you wanna aim for. Try to increase your contributions. If let's say you get a 3% raise, put 1% of that into the retirement account, into the 401k. I feel like that's pretty reasonable. $2,000 you can funnel to something else. Then you have that 1% going back to your future. Going to your future, not back to your future. Going to your future. So that's pretty reasonable. That's my plan moving forward, and let's hope that works out. And lastly, step 6 is going to be any regular investment account. This is going to be similar to a Roth IRA, but it's not retirement. It's just an investment account. These are the type of accounts that you can just... I haven't gotten this far yet, but I'm looking forward to... I'm sharing my journey with you, so I'm sharing my thoughts and what I plan to do. And I am aspiring to get to the step where I just have an investment account, just to have an investment account, because I have that much money left over. Isn't that crazy to think about? Isn't that crazy? I am going to have enough money that I can just invest in whatever I want. And I'm recording this right now, so that way I know and can hold myself accountable to that standard. So once again, emergency fund, 401k, employer match, Roth IRA, about $300 every paycheck, HSA, after those previous steps, go back to your 401k, get as close as you can to maxing it out, and lastly go into that investment account for general purposes. And you can fluctuate between these as much as you can, but I would definitely build up that emergency fund. Watch your back before you do any of this future stuff. Watch your back before you do any of this future stuff. You need an emergency fund, because all this investing doesn't matter if you have to take it out every couple months, every couple weeks, every couple days, because something's going on in your present day life. This emergency fund is to protect yourself for the future. This is money that you can that you can comfortably set aside every day, every week, every paycheck, however you want to do. Think of it like that. Emergency fund. Make sure you get that. And once again, leave a comment if you have any questions, comments, concerns. I'll answer them to the best of my ability. We're learning together. Let's learn and thrive, and let's keep it pushing. Thank you, everyone.